Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Queen of TT33. I'm here with some more articles. We'll be talking about the Holocaust. Okay? How the Holocaust happened in plain sight. 6 million Jews was murdered between 1933 and 1945. How Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party turned anti-Semitism into genocide. I added them numbers up and I got 7. 1933 equal to 7. In numerology, the number 7 is associated with spirituality, introspection, and independence. Then, if you frequently see the number 7, it could be a sign to slow down and find stillness. 7 represents a full and complete world, and getting to 7 is a lunar journey from 1 to 7. Someone with life path number 7 is the logical mystic, the spiritual analyst, the lonely humanitarian, and the truth seeker. Okay, then 1945 added up to 10, well 19 really, so you add 19, that's 10. In numerology, the number 10 is considered to be a powerful and auspicious number representing completion and wholeness. Hold on. Okay. It can also symbolize cycles, divine order, and the signal life of nature of life. For example, the 10th card in the major arcana of tarot is the Wheel of Fortune, which represents the constant changes that occur in the cyclical nature of life. The number 10 relates to change and shifts in thinking. It can show up to remind us of the importance of cultivating positive energy as a way of drawing positive energy towards you. Okay. And the article that I found was titled Indelible Nightmare, the Holocaust. An indelible means of ink or a pen making marks that cannot be removed, not able to be forgotten or removed. Okay? So that's why I'm talking about this. I'm also a Jew. Okay? We all Jews. But another point though, it did happen in 94. So it we're talking about. Okay. So let's begin. Today we pause and take the time to reflect on one of the most heinous atrocities committed in the 20th century. The Holocaust had left a dark shadow on human history and lives in the memories of the survivors. We are the survivors, all of us, even the new ones that are coming into this world. We are the survivors of the Holocaust. Okay? Never settle, says Dr. Fish, holding my eyes with his own. I'm in Minnesota to conduct an oral history with my first Holocaust survivor, Dr. Robert O. Fisher. At this point, I sat down and interviewed only World War II veterans. This is my article, my bad. And was interested to meet the survivor and heard a completely different perspective of the war. He teach me some game, y'all. An exceedingly charming and warm man, Dr. Fisher and I chat a bit as I sat up in the camera in his dining room. He is adamant that I never settle in life and drives that point home. As the years of conducting oral history stack up, the Holocaust survivors or the interviews who shared a common thread. The theme, if you will, with that advice to me, a young woman, is to never settle in life. Dr. Fish might have been the first Holocaust survivor I interviewed, but he wasn't the last. 45 survivors would sit down in front of my camera and recount the horrors and sometimes miracles they lived through. True. Family members are named, family history is counted so that the information may be preserved somewhere, and they are the last to retain those memories. Scenes are conjured in the space between us filled with hate, fear, and the smell of bodily functions and death. There is sadness for the loss of their loved ones, despair over the hatred that fueled the killing machine because they simply existed in pure rage. Adolf Hitler, he was alive, not no more. And the Nazi parties was just the KKK, but it's another set in the white supremacists. They all got different sets. Okay, came to the power in Germany in 1933. Dachau, one of the first concentration camps, was established soon after. The Germans under Nazi rule would leave a legacy of thousands of ghettos ghettos, work camps, concentration camps, sub camps, and death camps. One of them camps was the alternative school, the alternative schools. That's a camp. Okay, the projects is a camp. Okay, the camps were created to fulfill the party's extermination policy called the Final Solution, and resulted in the systematic killing of those of Jewish faith. Me. Nazi Germany will be responsible for the extermination of more than 6 million Jews. Jack Carver, a young man in his early 20s, served with the 328th Infantry Regiment, 26th Infantry Division, 3rd Army. I did went to one of their camps. It's a documentary called The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. If I find it, I put in the description box. That's basically by me. He was deployed. I already told y'all about Hitler. I made a story time about him. He was deployed to Europe, fought his way through the Battle of the Bulge, crossed the Rhine River, and into Germany. Jack was part of a scouting party that came across an abandoned train with locked boxcars. Okay. There were some of the sights that American GIs was coming face to face with. Camps full of walking skeletons, piles of bodies barely recognizable as humans. Evidence of what destruction people are capable of. Who? Many American soldiers would become known as liberators and subsequently carry the images in their minds for the remainder of their lives. Who? In 1939, Germany invaded Poland. Reva Kilbach, 6 years old at the time, loses her father to the frenzy of bombings. It takes them days to find his body. The youngest of 6 siblings, Reva's childhood would be dominated by loss. She and her family were relocated to the Warsaw Ghetto. Reva watched as her grandmother died from starvation. Unshed disease was rampant. Streets in the ghetto were littered with the deceased covered by newspapers. Her family decided to escape the ghetto. Splitting up into 3 smaller groups, they each attempted to reach the town of Dimblin. Reva would discover later that her mother, aunt, and sister was caught and sent to the Treblinka death camp to be executed. Yeah, real shit, trafficking, y'all. The Gestapo raided Dimblin, and Reva and his sisters were packed into boxcars headed to the Dimblin slave labor camp. After a couple years at Dimblin, the Germans decided to evacuate the camp. Reva was deported to the Shelchower labor camp. This Reva. There is well-known anecdote that General Eisenhower, when entering a concentration camp, Ohrid, for the first time ordered that the camp be photographed and filmed, realizing that there would be a need to combat disbelief in the future. Many of the Holocaust survivors who agreed to give their personal testimony have come to a similar conclusion as Reva. There was a reason they lived. See? The strength that it took, sometimes described as luck, other times described as divine intervention, to come through the experience of being hunted, watching those you love be shot, starved, or put in line for the crematorium, where you cremate bodies, and wondering if you are next is no small thing. The survivors who give their testimony today, while removed from the events of years past, including me, relive the memories that they speak of them and often the trauma. Their motivation is exceptional. Their perseverance and strength to brave the darkest moments of their memories come through in every single testimony given. Today we remember and recall the Holocaust. Jeannie Book, a hidden child Holocaust survivor, says it best. When the survivors are gone, it is up to the younger generation to hold on to this memory, to preserve the reality of the atrocities that were committed, to prevent prejudice and hate from taking the form of genocide again. Never again. I implore you today, tomorrow, or perhaps the next day, and take the time to watch an entire testimony of a Holocaust survivor. tonight, okay, or whenever they want to, cause they round, okay. So yeah, this is basically about the Holocaust. Welcome, okay. So yeah, also Anna Frank, fake. That was her husband. If I was her husband or her dad or something like that, okay. Yes.